Hey Doodlers, how you doing? I'm at a train station in Devon, about to get on the train off to Blackpool in the northwest of the UK, which is about 1,000,000 miles away from Exeter where I live. So I'm going to use the time on the train to do another little illustration for you, another little tutorial, exploring some of the stuff that we've already talked about, turning rectangles into animals. Yeah, it's gonna be drawing live on a train, on a wobbly train. This is an extreme illustration, so we shall see how it goes. Right, let's get doodling. So I'm going to draw some rectangles, another couple of rectangles, one as before and one kind of on its side. We can see the original drawing of Hubbington on the left. And what we're going to do with this one on the top right is we're going to turn it into Hubbington sleeping. So it's still the same shape, but instead of him sitting looking at it, he's going to be lying on his back. So I'm going to do a couple of little paws there, and his legs are kind of quite similar to how they are last time. If you imagine you're kind of looking down from above and you're looking at the dog sort of sleeping on its back. So let's do the ears. We've got the nose, which is the same, and the mouth the same, but obviously the eyes are closed. Just kind of rough rectangle, rough few lines, and we can start to once again add the detail when we're happy with how it's looking. So yeah, it's not looking too bad at all. Let's add those spots in before that we had before. You can see. Let's colour those ears in a little bit. Start to make these lines a bit thicker, adding those detail as we go. Make the eyes a little bit thicker so they stand out. Get the little eraser and just erase that bit under his eye so it's not kind of going over his nose. Just go around the edge of his mouth, making those paws stand out a bit. Hopefully you can sort of see that it's still Hubbington, but this time he's kind of lying on his back. Add a few of those little fur marks. Again, we're not going to kind of worry about the detail, about trying to get every little bit of fur. It's just a kind of rough cartoony drawing. It's what I do whenever I'm kind of out and about, or even sat at home. Just get the sketchbook out, whether it's the iPad or pencil and paper, and just get drawing. Draw something each day. I'm going to rest the pencil on its side, do some little shadow marks on its side so we can sort of, it gives it that sort of 3D quality, like he's lying on top of the paper. You can see that the rectangle isn't a neat rectangle. It doesn't need to be a little neat rectangle. It can be quite rough. Let's do a little snoring coming out of him. He's always snoring. It's the world's loudest snorer. Apart from me, that is. So we're going to have a look at this rectangle. So we've tilted the rectangle on its side, and this is going to be Hub's running. So we're still going to use those big flapping ears, but they're kind of going back like they're sort of being caught in the wind. A couple of circles for eyes. Little rectangle for nose. Oops, I'm not quite happy with that mouth. Get my eraser. This is why I always draw faint, so you can get rid of any of these little mistakes. And it's not too difficult. Do little legs, two jumping forward, two jumping back, and the little tail. Again, do those eyebrows, do those eyes. He's running quite quickly, or as quick as he can run. It's not the fastest of dogs, but what he lacks in speed he makes up for in gusto. Again, we're going to put those little spots on. Not too worried about them looking exactly like he does in real life. Just sort of the impression of little spots. And colour in his ears. Then we can start to think about the shadow underneath. But this time, because he's sort of leaping, the shadow is just going to be underneath him, so it looks like he's in midair. So again, I'm going to turn the pencil to the side. Let's colour in the nose. A few more of these little fur things here. Turn the pencil to the side and just kind of use the side of the pencil to do a bit of shading underneath. There we go. And then hopefully you can see that just by sort of tweaking the shape of the rectangles, we've gone from 1 hubs to 3. So again, have fun, experiment, see what you can do, whether you want to do hubs or whether you want to do your own dogs. Just draw some rectangles, see what kind of dogs you come up with. But yeah, happy doodling, and I'll see you again soon.